Disaster Tea and Revelations. Hey, starting a new day, I guess. Welcome. Welcome. We don't have time for this, innkeeper. Disaster is afoot. What a wonderful way to start the morning, Tia. I really missed you. We missed you too. Thank you, Clay. Can I offer you a drink in exchange for a little insight into your disasters? Yeah. Something that feels strong and magic-y, right? You remembered. Yeah, that one, please. Coming right up. Hey, I can serve cursed coffee. Put a little bit of that in there. A bit of this. A little bit of this. Alright. Cursed coffee. Order up. Something tasty and strong. Hopefully not disastrous. Very tasty. Very strong. Really got the best drinks around. Happy to hear that, Clay. Tia, you're bursting at the seams. How were the archives? Horrifying. They were challenging, certainly. The bleak stalkers were... bleak. You're truly a master of words. The entrance Jade told us about was teeming with countless of those nightmare creatures. We fought our way through with the strength you lent us and snuck inside the half-collapsed tunnels. Found even more bleak stalkers that infested the Everbloom's insides. I wouldn't call it infesting. They live there. Clay tried to reason with them. They responded by tearing into him with their rows of sharp teeth. I mean, as is kind of expected of bleak stalkers, it is kind of what they're known for. Not everyone wants to be your friend, I guess. He kept trying to bite Tia too, so I got angry and helped her fight. Do you regret it? No, I'm glad I helped out. Thanks to your unsanctioned divine blessings, innkeeper, we cut through them like butter. Unsanctioned to you? Audacity isn't a replacement for license. We were quite spent after clearing out so many monsters, and Clay suggested we take a break. We made sure not to waste too much time. We had to make it back in time for the barbecue, after all. That meant we had to be efficient during our search. Large parts of Everbloom had collapsed, but even the explorable sections were unbelievably spacious. So we split up, to cover more ground. A dangerous choice. That's when the monsters get you. That's what Clay said, so I enchanted the friendship bracelets. That way they would always sense in which direction the other person was located, and neither of us would get lost. It was so smart. It was. Very useful. I see you kept yours on. Yeah, I see it there. Got your friendship bracelet there. I did. It really helped with navigating around the archives, too. It's a beautiful place, you know. I mean, everything's overgrown with vines or withered and full of termites. We could still tell how much care had gone into building it. Some of the tree branches still had leaves on them. I saw a couple of stubborn lotus daisies trying to break through around the rocks. I watered them. Maybe they'll grow stronger again. What a shame all the effort that went into building the archives was for nothing. But it wasn't. It meant something to someone once. I could still feel the love in it, even during our visit. It'll even bloom again. It's called the Everbloom, right? Like, forever? Wonder who named it. We should go back sometime, see if we can find any information about the archivists. Bet they knew some great drinking games. Perhaps we should honor their contributions by studying the knowledge they left behind. Why not both? Should be people first, simple second. Oh, yes, I guess both would work too. Good idea, Clay. What else did you find in the archives? Besides the beauty and horrors of time, I mean. Found a book of pressed flowers I can't wait to read. And a recipe. A recipe? An incomplete one. We all tried to translate it properly, but we lacked the necessary reference material. We still thought it appropriate to bring you the draft. I'm sure you can do something worthwhile with it. Last Whisper. The Last Whisper makes me fast, strong, and tough. If too much, equal bad. If just enough, equal tasty. Don't forget cute skull. Enter correct spell here. Lorem ipsum dollar sit amet concetua santum. I saw Lorem ipsum in this now. Well, we do have another speed drink now. That's good. We haven't had a speed drink since Swift Breeze, or Swift Strike, yeah. I'm sure I can. Thank you very much. As for me, I found a well-hidden study. The bleak stalker guarding it fell to my ambush, and I was free to explore. It was a complete mess, full of scriptures, scrolls, and written ramblings that would be forbidden these days. Little exciting. And worrying. The papers I was able to translate spoke of the apocalypse, of the end of it all. There was research on the roots of the Aether Tree and how to unbind them, written with shaking hands and fading ink. Was this more the scholarly or mad scientist type of research? Hard to tell. The lines seemed to blur with blasphemy. You know a lot about the Aether Tree? Miss Tia gave me a whole presentation about it. I wouldn't mind a refresher. It's a giant tree. Good start. A world tree. That means our world rests on it. In it. Around it? Somewhere. In it, mostly. Depends on who you ask. The dragons guard the tree, because they created it. Maybe. But that's because they care for us. And since we live in it, it should keep existing as it does now, because no one wants their house to crumble. A lot of people will get hurt if something happened in everyone's home. That's true, but luckily for us, damaging the Aether Tree isn't possible. It's larger than we can ever imagine. To us, it's really more of a concept than a tree. And the dragons defend it. Despite their oath of neutrality, they're no easy foes. There is one way. The Sigils of Alkahest. The what now? The Sigils of Alkahest. They're the key to destroying the Aether Tree, according to the scrolls I studied under the Archive's candlelight. Are they some sort of spell? More of a manual to a self-fulfilling prophecy, a way of breaking the cosmos in accordance with its own rules. For the tree to crumble, its foundation must be fractured. The 5 Sigils of Alkahest represent the 5 dragons, each of which must be damaged to topple our world's balance. Only then can our cosmos reshape itself. The scrolls spoke of experiments for creating a sigil, unsuccessful experiments. That's reassuring. Not quite. They were only unsuccessful back then. Next to the notes of old, I found others, written on cleaner, newer parchment with unfaded ink. Much of it was incomprehensible, written in languages I'd never seen before. The various sketches of whales caught my eye, as did altered frostbite scrolls. That sounds unsettlingly familiar. I fear the Starfall broke a sigil. By ripping holes into Cassiopeia's wings, destabilized her flight. If she's damaged any further, time could be sent into disarray. Meanwhile, the tsunami, like I heard, didn't just plague the archives. The waves broke down the barriers between the primordial sea and the twilight chasm in ways never seen before. So that's 2 broken sigils. That's not good. What an incredible understatement. To witness one such sigil fracture would be anxiety-inducing enough. Knowing it's happened to 2 will keep me up for many nights. It's not 2, it's 3. 3. Alongside the notes, I found an old map with fresh markings. All the names were outdated, but the intention was clear. Marked were the 5 interplanar portals. 30 years ago, their sudden appearance tore fissures into Gaia. I believe they were the first sigil. Bad, right? Very. Who could have done this? I don't know. And why, of all things? If the Aether Tree collapsed or even shifted from its perfect balance, the destruction would end us all. Who would want that? No one thinking rash. The fucking skull rattles. They might have a good reason for it. Maybe we can talk them out of it. I doubt it. Me too. Whoever it may be that's causing this, they only have 2 sigils left. would be quite bad, right? Don't they say that waking the Elder Dragon will start the apocalypse? They do. There's too many ways to start the apocalypse. Maybe they're all connected, and waking will break the last sigil. Although, I'd like to think breaking all the sigils is indeed impossible. Because it's impossible to reach Tuat in the spirit realm, correct? It's not exactly impossible. One can make it to the spirit dragon via the astral sea at the dawn of the dying moon. That's in 5 days, right? Yes, but worry not. To reach such a specific location in the astral realm, very specific rituals are necessary, and Gaia's portal to Cassiopeia is indispensable. Said portal is located in and safely protected by the Aperture, the stronghold of the Order of Starlight, and its rituals must be performed with outstanding accuracy to withstand the treacherous astral currents. Only the highest-ranking members of the Order are privy to this knowledge, and I guarantee you, all of us would rather die than aid in the destruction of this world. If the rest of them are half as stubborn as you are, I think we're well protected. Exactly. That's good then. The rest is worse. What's bad is that we don't know who's behind this, or why. By the dragons and the endless horizon, anyone would desire something so vile. I can already sense your next quest. Let me offer you a drink first. Your throat must be dry from all that exposition. I wouldn't say no to a drink. Perhaps I'll keep my mind intact, defended from lunacy. I feel like I'm going mad. Say no more. Alright, something with a bit of defense to it. Let's go with the first snow. That's a solid one. Job done. First snow. First snow for the good Tavern. Delicious defense against the absurdity of evil plots. Thank you. Makes me feel a little less conspiratorial. I needed a breather. You know what else makes for a great breather? Fable's barbecue? Exactly. You're right. That would be quite pleasant right now. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't think the barbecue is happening today. Fable hasn't returned from their quest yet. Oh. What quest are they on? Finding Melina. We just saw Melli on the way here. Perhaps they found another quest while out. Heroism can be infectious like that. Innkeep, what kind of drink did you mix them? None. Their clay is stunned. Maybe we should go look for them. Maybe so. Please do. No one has seen them in days. And the last thing I said to them, I hate for those words to say the last. Please help me find them. Of course. They could say any monsters without us, but some extra hands couldn't hurt. Well, you'll have to deliver your apologies yourself. I'll slay the beast when it comes to it. Very well. But first must solve our urgent sigil problem. I feel like we're just missing one piece. Hey, it's you! A piece of what? I'd like to order my usual cake, innkeeper. I don't serve cake. Never have. Oh, maybe you should. Another delicious delicacy would be... Also still no blood. Oh. The sorrow I'm feeling almost equals the grief I felt at the vampire glitter competition of 1389. Oh? I'd run out of glitter. I guess one of my usual drinks to alleviate some of that heartache. That would be splendid. I'd like something to enhance my immortal strength. No shopping bag shall hold me back today. I'll see what I can do. Alright, what are you looking for today, Kyle? Nope, you're also getting cursed coffee. Everybody gets cursed coffee. Yeah, it is strength you're looking for. Perfect. I need one more drop of that. There we go. Purple and red for a nice bit of cursed coffee. Here, all the strength of a raging fire. And mysterious to the dark side of the moon. Thank you, dear innkeeper. My blood is boiling with euphoria. Any particular reason for your shopping trip? Oh, a very particular one, dear innkeeper. It's a matter of life and death. I must head out to purchase the wondrous sustenance known as comfort food immediately. Do you know what comfort food is? I haven't the slightest idea, but it is rumored to restore you mortals back to full health. I'm afraid Rhea will perish should she not receive it. That sounds serious. Has she fallen ill? A fatal case of something she called being in the zone. I assume it's highly dangerous. She's refused to move away from her drawing board for over a year now. A year? She even threw me out of the room upstairs when I offered her a blood pellet snack. How will her body handle another year without food? I have some good news for you. Rhea hasn't been sketching for a year. You guys checked in yesterday. How fortunate! And as for your legendary item, you should ask her about it. Generally, everyone has a different idea of what they consider comfort food. How wondrous! Though something tells me you should give her some time before you go back upstairs to ask. Why? Her patience is on cooldown. I don't think Rhea is cold. Her room was very well heated. If anything, I think she's a very warm person. Right. Though I suppose she seems a bit cold when I offered her blood. Let's give her some time to warm up again. Very well. I shall remain for a while. And once I've acquired the correct comfort food, I will make sure my friend eats every last bite. Like a vampiric mother hen to a vampiric chick. I didn't know there was vampire chickens. There aren't. Do you know that for certain? Yes. I could have sworn the ones in my family estate had fangs. Chickens can't develop teeth. And here I had thought it was your comrades in blood hunger. Chickens are so very fascinating all on their own. You know they have very colorful dreams. Oh, that's nice. Always help the wild hen with her dream journal. We'll introduce you to sometime. The thing about chickens is that they purr when they're happy. What charming creatures! The more I learn, the more they remind me of vampires. So simple, sweet, and ferocious, yet their origin harbors one of the greatest mysteries of life. What came first, the chicken or the egg? The egg. Yes, the egg. Not going to weigh in? I am intellectually withdrawing myself from this conversation. But unlike this unsolved mystery, I do know how vampires were created. Would you mind elaborating? Weren't you intellectually withdrawing? As a cleric of Cassiopeia, humanity is a lifelong objective that I strive toward. As such, I must admit when I need to concede words spoken in haste. Which would be now, I suppose. Please, Kyle, if you wouldn't mind expanding on what you just said. Certainly. It must have been over 5 centuries ago when a scholar stole some of the immortal blood of the dragons. The scholar offered it to Queen Annabeth, who would become the vampire's monarch. I've never heard of Queen Annabeth. That's just the plot of a really challenging board game, Kyle. Oh, you're right. So then, Mike was real after all. Mike? Yes, it's all coming back to me now. The first vampire that walked this world was the infamous Mikael. Most of us call him Mike. He had a very close connection to the spirit dragon in his domain. Eventually, Mike struck a deal with Twat. In exchange for guarding the dragon's realm, he would get to live forever. That didn't work out, I guess. Oh, old Mike didn't read the fine print. The spirit dragon turned out to be a trickster. Twat turned him into a new form of undead creature, invulnerable to age and disease, but still weak to the blade. Blood was the only thing he could stomach to consume, and From the time even sunlight became intolerable. Mike was no longer welcome among the living, but the dead didn't want him either. And so the first vampire was created. Fascinating. So little known about the spirit dragon in his realm. Kyle, just how do you possess knowledge that's considered ancient by today's standards? What knowledge? The knowledge you just told us about. Ah! Something about in a grimoire I bought the other day at the local bookstore. Nope, that was a vampire romance book Kara recommended to you. Try again. But of course! Dear Evelyn was such a history fanatic. How could I not pick up on a few stories? It was one of her favorites. I still dream of her deadly beautiful countenance as she narrated tales until the intruders stopped screaming. Clay looked at it just like, what the fuck you just say, man? She always told the story about progenitor, Mike, so softly. She would cradle a vial of his blood, and her tone would turn so reverent. A secret to share just with me, she would say. Oh. I didn't mean to break the last oath between us as well. I'm sure we can keep you this secret, right? The secret between new friends. If secrecy is how we can repay you for sharing this with us, then so be it. Since you seem to have been very close to her, I wanted to let you know. We traveled past Meadow Castle on our way back. It looked awfully damaged. The structure looked so fresh, when we had passed by earlier. I even spotted a heavily armored silhouette a short distance away from what remained of the castle walls. We hurried over as quickly as possible, but the shadow was gone by the time we got there. As it was, only rubble remained. Has she not paid enough for her deeds already? Must even her sanctuary, her tomb, be disturbed and torn apart? She was so unyielding and unlive. To have her memory trampled over like this, desecrated without a second thought. It's just unforgivable. I think I need to ask Ray about her comfort food. Yeah, it's bad times for him. Let's give him some time to come to terms with what he just learned. Hey, it's Care. And Skelly. Greetings, brave adventurers. Right morrow, innkeeper. Seems to be a few more bones than usual with you, Scully. You observe correctly, my friend. They are wonderful parting gifts, aren't they? Sure are. Next, gotta bring me up to speed, Care? Nah, you'll survive being left hanging for a few more minutes. You're bullying me. You're bullying your innkeeper, Care. Patience, young innkeep. Scully has been waiting to tell you this story since we left the Pale Woods. I will try to compose myself. Tale deserves the cracking of every last one of my rhetorical knuckles. Please recount our tale properly, Dame Carolyn. Yeah. You have one of your drinks first. That can be arranged. Some to keep my strength up and get to flex my muscles much during our quest. Good one might net you a story. No pressure, Care. Right. Cursed coffee. Oh, nope, that's the wrong one. There you go. Cursed coffee with a little bit of invisibility in it as a treat. A great drink for a great story. Aren't you lucky? I like to think luck has nothing to do with it. Perhaps not. Might something else to cheer you up. Oh? Melli's back. Oh. Relieved? Like a great sword's been lifted off my shoulders. Is she alright? Yes, so you might prefer to see it for yourself. She and Nils left me their address to give to you. Who? Ah, you know them. Right, got it. No one birds would fit such an uninspired name. Better apologize to Melli or else. You'll have to find out the details for yourself. Just don't keep them waiting for too long. Don't need to tell me that. Fable isn't back then. No. Sure are taking their time. Looking for them yet? No, they're capable. Just my patience is starting to wear thin. You had some to begin with? You're pretty chatty for someone within greatsword distance. Right. Can I interest you in one of my drinks as well, Skelly? With an offer like that, my friend, how can a skeleton say no? I have something to enhance my aura. I do the proclamation of this tale proper justice. Alright. Looking for aura, huh? Let's see. A little bit of brain power. A little bit of social power. Sunny breeze. Order up. Please enjoy. Oh my. They say manners maketh man, but this drink alone has invigorated me plenty. I can almost feel the warmth of flesh on my bones again. A pleasure to be of service. Our quest was confusing. Inspiring. My favorite flavor of quest. Not enough fighting, in my opinion. Felt like my muscles were wasting away on the way back here. Most important muscle of all received a superb workout. The brain. Metaphorically for me, of course. I'm wondering about that, actually. No. We're not even going to get started on that topic. I do have to agree, my friend. Let's not get distracted. Though I would be delighted to share my theories with you, innkeeper. Let me know when you have an hour to spare, or 5. Now, back to the task at hand. We started by making our way westward, though our progress was slow. Any complications? Yes, quite a few. Before embarking on this journey, I was woefully ignorant about the plight of the Phesoan farmers. Less than ideal weather conditions. The flood that ruined a lot of crops. Now this pesky undead problem. I was stricken with empathy for their struggle. The least we could have done was offer up our means of transportation for any soul looking for a better life further north. So we switched carriages. 3 times. By the 3rd time, we had gotten so far off course, it took us a whole day just to get back on track. On foot. As our hike was over, we did get to spend a wonderful afternoon with Dame Karen's cousin, Lady Danica. That was nice, I guess. The cousin with the undead snail problem? Yes? You managed to liven up that garden for her? Sure did. Said to set out some cabbage to lead them somewhere we wouldn't be damaging any crops in. With just one magnificent strike. Truly a sight to behold. Just some undead snails. You need to have gotten so excited. To match the excitement, Lady Danica served us some positively delightful cups of tea. Better than any accompanying finger sandwiches were some new facts I had gleaned from observing the snails. When lacking souls, they still displayed some pack behavior. They acted nothing like real animals, of course, but somehow I was struck with empathy for their plight. Unconsciously seek out a manner of instinctual action. Despite the lack of anything to grant them a conscious objective. They are more transparent yearning for purpose than that. My apologies. Here's what they say about old age is true. You can't help but philosophize. And you couldn't help but relate? In a way. One can't help but wonder whether any choice I made is truly my own or just a post-mortem reflex of these old bones. I've seen my thirst for knowledge. Yet your enjoyment of it seems genuine. Truly, innkeeper, you have a way with words. Just lots of experience. Though that may be, my worries seem rather foolish now. To myself, it's quite fortuitous despite all that, count myself as quite fortuitous that despite all that my memory lacks, I can delight in learning it all again. Only matter where such an urge comes from. Anyhow, my apologies, Dame Carolyn. I completely derailed our epic tale. Is this like the last quest I have on the go right now? Yeah. That is all the quests I have out, so I'm probably gonna soon need to... When time comes to do up another quest, I'll hopefully have enough stuff to make something. I have like 6-7 things here. But like... I'm not sure if any of these connect. We departed after that lovely cup of tea and finally headed for the Pale Woods. Lady Nika provided us with a cart and a trusty steed, a cow with the most lovely temperament. Her name's Lizelette. I made sure to greet the gentleman that passed us on our way to the woods. What magnificent shadow armor he was wearing. Something about it felt oddly familiar. That was only my hope that he would look just as gallant after our quest. These lot valiantly took us to the edge of the forest, where maliciousness permeated the very air we breathed. What he means is it stunk. Real bad. We left Lizelot there, sparing to the stench seemed like the right thing to do. Forth we ventured. Didn't take a long time to find what we were looking for. The place was crawling with them. It also explained the smell. For some reason, the miasma didn't seem to bother me much. Most respectfully, you don't have a nose. Oh, of course. Anyways, there was a veritable horde before us, an army of undead creatures shambling their way through the forest. One odd tree at a time. They were awfully interested in those trees, it's true. I was itching to tear into them. Remembering the plan, I stepped back, the hand on my greatsword. A crucial part of a successful negotiation is that you don't go into it blind, and so we observed. Undead creatures were displaying similar patterns to those snails. They weren't just stumbling around senselessly. They seemed to be following a pack leader. Representative, it simplified things considerably. My first course of action was clear. I let Dame Kayla know my intentions. Seemed reasonable enough. While I circled the group to get to the leader at the front, she remained hidden in the shadows of the thicket. I walked up to the leader, another skeleton, making sure I displayed an open and respectful disposition. I suppose they were not open and respectful in return. Oh, I suppose they were not open and respectful in return? Nope. Before I could even react, the skeleton had bitten down on Skelly's arm. Agony! Is what I would have said if I hadn't been protected by my frost armor and your excellent drink mixing skills. Always glad to hear my drinks are protecting my clients on their quests. My friend, your drinks are astonishingly potent. Maybe too potent. As the undead creature bit down, their teeth shattered upon impact. Leader recoiled immediately, while the others surrounding us froze. Leader fell to the ground, cradling their face with their hands. Curiously, when they regained composure, their expression was filled with joy. Still no idea how you can read an expression on a skull. They were actually quite expressive for a skeleton. Mostly express themselves through vibes. Sounds like some of your usual, but this time I'm almost willing to believe you. Excuse me, what exactly are vibes, my friend? Have fun explaining that one. I guess you can think of them as some kind of aura that someone gives off. Fascinating. That sounds quite powerful. One harvests them like magic. Let's get back to the story. Teeth shattering was quite worrying. It made me re-examine the bite marks on the trees around us. Peculiarly, the bite marks here were quite a bit more shallow than what we had seen in other parts of the forest. Which means all those undead creatures had severe dental issues. The leader was so happy because the frost armor's chill was dulling their pain. Those teeth were also in truly poor condition. Looking at their behavior, that seemed to be causing them severe pain. With their hunger for trees, it became a never-ending cycle of suffering. It should have never gotten so bad. Asked them why they hadn't reported the issue to their necromancer. Clearly starting to impact the fulfillment of their objective. That got him really heated. Tried to rip Scully apart again. But Dame Carolyn skillfully resolved the situation with a bit of intimidation. It turns out, they didn't even have dental. Carolyn, I'm with Scully on this one. They had no benefits, nothing. They're just expected to be quiet and follow orders. Doesn't sound right to me. It's a scam, that's what it is. No sick leave, no compensation, no PTO. They didn't want to hear it. We're doing what we love. We don't need any fancy benefits. We have seen the state they were in. You couldn't even take a proper chomp out of the trees out of bark anymore. What happened when their teeth deteriorated even further? A necromancer would replace them with another undead creature in a heartbeat. That was when Scully really got to him, I think. The words was pouring out of my mouth, and I was elated they were the right ones. Light reflecting off the frost armor really dazzled them, too. Any skeleton worth their calcium should be able to acquire such armor. They needn't be bound by any such neglectful necromancer. My apologies. It appears I somewhat lost my composure just now. You might soon be contacted to host the first UFU gathering, Innkeeper. Union for the Undead. UFU 1755. Never forget your roots. They're welcome to visit anytime. I think they really want to improve their situation. Most respectfully, they promise to leave the Pale Woods alone as well. One of UFU's goals is to find a more sustainable way to deal with their obsession eventually. They're heading for their necromancer now. There are a bunch of demands to settle. They graced us with a great deal of party gifts before we left. We got the Hallux that broke off one of them when they attacked Dame Carolyn. Their leader gave me the teeth we couldn't put back into their skull. Oh, and this eyeball. Oh, Jordan managed to resolve our quest in a peaceful manner. Can't deny your resolution was pretty effective. Good to know you're both happy with how it ended. Those are the outcomes I most enjoy hearing about from my patrons. Oh, we did get you something as well, Innkeeper. Right. Here. The trees looked really chewed on and dead, but the berries seemed like they were thriving. They're the ones Elfie was going on about. Now they're here to appreciate them now, so I guess you can have them. Just set some aside to make Fable a drink when they're back. Sounds fair. Ghostberry. Also, while I was plucking the berries, the spirits of the trees gave us a little keepsake. Because they were so glad we stopped all the gnawing. I don't have any more storage space left in my hat. We wanted you to have it as well. Now we can always indulge in sweet memories whenever we visit. Hey, I like that. You know, just the place for it. Thank you very much. Scully, you ever thought about becoming an advocate for this kind of stuff? Not that I can usually stand them, but you seem to really care about all this. Oh no, I'm but a mere heap of bones here to learn all I can. This is a gentleman's way to speak out when evil is committed in front of you. I don't suppose I will stop doing just that anytime soon. Sounds good to me. I still wonder what all those undead creatures were doing there. No idea. We didn't ask. Hunger? We headed north where we talked to them. Maybe they were searching for more trees? The Pale Woods, one of the largest forests in Phesoa. I don't see a reason for them to leave the area before it was barren. Unless they were ordered to. Don't they typically come with a necromancer attached? I suppose that gentleman we encountered outside the woods could have been that very necromancer. I don't think farmers wear armor like what you described. Oh, if I had known what a dastardly, negligent necromancer they were, I would never have offered that greeting. Just realized where they could have been heading. It's true, there aren't many woods around here that compare to the Pale Woods. The giant root in the capital must look pretty good to some tree-obsessed undead. Might be tons more headed there even now. Indeed. High fiber risks. Just to clarify, you believe hordes of undead creatures are marching towards the capital? Well, towards the roots would be my guess. I see. Heading towards Themis, not the divine roots, as if to fell the Aether Tree? Precisely. Not such an action alone could destroy the whole thing, but it would certainly do some damage. What in the fuck are you talking about? As I just stated, someone's trying to destroy the Aether Tree. The Starfall, the Primordial Flood, even the interplanar portals. All part of a big plot. Was that not clear? No. Oh my, that's awful. And insane if true. Is it working? Unfortunately so. Or do you see stars in the night sky? I mean, there's one. There used to be more. And we don't know who's behind it yet either.
Well, Carolyn, Mr. Scully, the person you greeted outside the woods, you thought he might be a necromancer.
He certainly bore the armor of one.
He seemed like he wanted to kill everyone?
Not particularly, though it can be hard to tell sometimes. Politeness and the desire for homicide aren't necessarily mutually exclusive.
Necromancers resurrect dead things to make undead creatures.
Indeed they do.
So, Scully, you were resurrected, right? Do you remember anything about it?
Well, I admit, at first I recalled very little from the start of my new life. I mostly stumbled about trying to remember my manners. My memories, or rather the memories of my body, which I suppose are also my memories, have been getting clearer lately. I try to focus my thoughts. I believe I awakened in the archives in the Everbloom. The Everbloom? Are you sure? Who woke you up? Ah, a gentleman of fine age. He was there to do research. There were candles held over notes scribbled on paper, ink stains on fingertips. They found me near my friend's study. I was looking for her when... After I woke, I simply left. How rude and uninquisitive of me. Could have asked what he was researching. I could have helped. Be glad you did not aid him. We found his notes. They spoke of the destruction of the universe.
Did the guy from the woods remind you of the one in the archives?
Now that you mention it, I wasn't conscious enough to recognize his face when I rose, but I knew the armor looked familiar. I saw it when I first reopened my eyes. Metaphorically, of course. I no longer have eyelids. The necromancer's behind all this. He tried to break the sigils just to get to Twat, the spirit dragon in the realm of death. Sigils? Are you perchance speak of the sigils of Alkahest? My friend was researching them once. I always thought them a wild figment for imagination.
Seems like they're not, unfortunately. Necromancers usually want to destroy Twat?
No, but they do defy his laws of life and death. Perhaps he craves access to all the souls the spirit dragon guards. Or plans to destroy death once and for all with his perversions. But, my dear, to destroy Twat, one must find him first. That in itself would be quite the impossible task, no? Not exactly. The spirit realm is well protected, but there are ways to get to him.
Can you kill death?
I do not know. Merely attempting it sounds disastrous. Miss Anwar, Mr. Moore, Twat is the god of death. No matter how insane the necromancer, no one could possess a weapon power enough to fight a god. Even weapons made by dragons can harm them. We all know this. You mean like Ur's great axe? A weapon forged for the dragon by the dragons, and only for their claws. The axe. We could certainly cut through the barrier between the astral sea and the upper world, if not through Twat himself.
Did stealing an axe from a dragon count as a sigil?
Alright, y'all lost me again. I talked about this already. Keep up.
I'll explain later.
Huh. It might count as a sigil if it awakens or damages their plane. Should not be awakened under any circumstances. Nor should their legendary weapon fall into the hands of a mere mortal. My, this is quite concerning.
I'm right here with you. This seems like too insane of a plot. Even for some big bad evil guy.
They always seem to be reaching for new heights in their disasterly schemes. If we are correct, this one plans to steal Ur's weapon, break their sigil, and then destroy Twat. Dragons be with us.
What about the undead creatures marching towards the capital?
It must be a distraction. To keep anyone who would interfere off his back.
Quite a dangerous distraction, if you ask me.
Those poor husks shouldn't be snacking away at those roots either way, should they?
No.
Those sigils of alcohol zest you keep talking about could do what? Destroy the tree? The spirit realm rests above all others in the canopy of our world. What we believe to be his monstrous plan succeeds will collapse down to the rest of the Aether Tree. Not only would that free all dead souls, destroy the tree, our home, our cosmos, and everything below it. We destroy our world as we know it. Not to mention, Twat might die. I don't think I have to explain to you why death dying would be a bad thing. Once again, can he die? Wouldn't risk it. If I believe this, plot of this has to be limited somewhat, no? Perhaps there's a transitional period between the astral moon and the dying moon. Why then would the veil between Cassiopeia and Twat be thin enough for a ritual of such magnitude to succeed?
Wait, what you mean is this only happened the night before the 35th of Cassiopeia and the 1st of Twat? It would only work in 4 days. Or next year.
Precisely. Guess you can't have a ritual without unnecessarily complicated rules. It is common courtesy. Clay, I've been wondering. Remember that man we saw on our way back near Marrow Castle?
Yeah. You think he might have been the same guy?
I do. Strange armor sounds familiar, as does the convenient proximity to destruction. More so, that blood of the first vampire Kyle spoke of. Part of the ritual to safely traverse the astral sea involves having an associated anchor for your destination. To find Twat, you need something connected to him. Like the blood of a vampire eternally bound to him. Yes. Maybe our villain got his hands on it. Perhaps we know more of Cassiopeia than I anticipated. All this is out of context. It's giving me a headache. Innkeep, got another drink to spare to help with all this mess. I'm powerful enough to get me through this.
Anything for you, Care.
Alright. Let's get some more coffee. Wait, what? That's the wrong one. Don't need yellow. Need red. First coffee. Put all the strength I have into this drink. Enjoy. I think you just put parts of my sanity back together. Thanks a lot. Anytime. So, this madman, if he can't get the axe, he can't kill the spirit dragon, right? Correct. Great. Let's stop him from getting the axe then.
Great idea.
I know. Now, how do we do that? Well, first the necromancer needs to find it. For that, you have to get to Ur's realm. Thanks to the portals, it is entirely within the realm of possibility. Once we have to journey through one of the portals to the Twilight Chasm, and then enter the endless caves through the Nightmare realm. Nothing easier than that. Didn't Melli see some weird new bone waymarkers near the Twilight Chasm portal in the Moon Swamp? Could they be there to remind someone, say a necromancer, of the way to the portal? They could. Good. The moon pool is much easier to reach than Boreas. To catch necromancer before he ventures into the chasm, and most certainly before he gets the axe. Great. Let's go beat his ass. Hold on. What if you don't succeed? Or what if he's right? Pardon? I mean, what if there's a point to all of this? No one goes this far for nothing, right? Plenty of people do horrible things for terrible reasons.
And even noble reasons don't make horrible things good.
Regardless of our sympathy for his motives, we shouldn't rush into this immediately. This all calls for a backup plan. If we don't manage to stop him from getting the weapon, we stand no chance in a fight against him. Even your divine strikes will be no match, Miss Anwar. That is true. We would need an incredibly powerful weapon to match his. Not sure if it's enough, but I do have this sword I got from my Baba. Let me see it. This is remarkable craftsmanship, infused with minor divine powers. Incredible. But I'm afraid even this cannot rival the Great Axe in any capacity.
What if it was mixed with dragonfire?
What? You happen to have such a thing on hand, young lad?
No, but I know where we can find some. The ever-burning flame in the highlands is dragonfire. One you wanted to see, Tia. I think now might be a good time for that.
You're right. Dragonfire merged with Kaelin's blessed sword. Wouldn't be as powerful as the axe, but might give us a fighting chance. Get a master craftsman to forge it, that is. Rhea, she's a blacksmith.
You're right. No one better for the job. I'm sure she'd love to forge such a weapon. And I'm sure you can convince her of the importance, Scare.
You got that right. Leave the blacksmith recruiting to me. Very well.
Oh, God. Big yawns.
Very well. I'm sure Master Smith Frostgrip will be delighted with this opportunity. Having her on our side makes me even more confident that we can stop the necromancer's plans. I have the utmost faith in us, and I know the aperture and its astral portal are well protected, even if we should fail. Though I don't believe we will, but I know I'm strong enough to test this battle, and that Clay is as well.
And the others, too.
Yes, the others too.
I'll be honest, I'm not sure the 4 of you will be enough. Don't worry, there's lots of people who can ask for help. Like you.
Like me? Ask away.
I knew we could count on you. You collect everything we talk about, right?
I try my best.
Will you write us up 2 quests for all this? I think we should split our resources so we get the backup plan going at the same time.
Good idea, young man.
Plus, that'll give us an excuse to have your drinks help us.
Not that you need an excuse, but I appreciate you following my rituals. I'll see what I can do. I should have something written up first thing in the morning. I trust in you as you trust in us.
Deeply?
Yes. Deeply with the knowledge that together we are stronger. We'll see you in the morning then. Kaelin, come with us. We'll owe you a few explanations before we make you do any persuasion work for us.
You got that right. Let's go.
I cannot miss out on more possible details. See you in the morning, Innkeep.
Thank you for all your help. Let's save the world, alright?
Let's, Clay. Good luck. Alright, time for some new quests. Let's see. Let's start with this one. Kaelin's grand greatsword once belonged to her grandmother. Allegedly, it's a gift from the dragons themselves. Very impressive if true. Only weapon forged with dragonfire can resist another draconic weapon's power. Hopefully, Everburning Flame lives up to its name. And where is it to? I know I had something with like the Everburning Fire. Oh yeah. Legends or clerics say that the first flame Leviathan ever bestowed upon mankind still burns in a temple in the Highlands. Heir of Dragonfire. Only weapon forged in Dragonfire could ever dream to hold up against the legendary great axe of Ur. Luckily, a temple in the Highlands houses the ever-burning flame, ancient gift from the dragons that will come in handy right about now. What better sword to reshape with this flame than another gift from the Realm Keepers? An heirloom passed down to Carolyn with heroism scorched into its very essence. Okay. So now for, the capital is wrapped in roots, protected by the divine. According to a myth as ancient as time, these are the roots of the Aether Tree. The undead marching towards the capital are mere distraction. Fortunately, that does not make them any less dangerous. These undead can't seem to get enough fiber. A better tree to chomp down on than the Aether Tree itself. What could possibly go wrong? The Dead Parade. A horde of undead is approaching the capital. Their insatiable hunger for the local flora leads them to the exposed roots of the Aether Tree, therefore to the capital of Themis. Since it lies nestled in the safety of the roots, this is a mere distraction, so the necromancer can fulfill his true plan. The undead still must be stopped for their hunger for flesh once more. And finally, The enemy aims for the destruction of the Aether Tree. He uses great axe of to collapse the spirit realm onto the rest of the tree. Legend has it, the great axe of lies hidden somewhere deep inside subterranean caves. It's an unimaginably powerful weapon. Wondrous plane of can be accessed through the Twilight Chasm, a plane that can be entered through the portals of our world, Gaia. So we have 2 rumors left that are probably for this final quest regarding the strange figure who I think we have a history with, but let's sign this into a quest. The Twilight Chase. World calamity is imminent. There's one last way to save it. The only weapon strong enough to harm Twat in the Aether Tree is the legendary Great Axe of And the personification of evil wants it desperately. But first, we must make through the Twilight Chasm. For that, he needs a portal. It's a good location to stop him, right? 3 quests at once. Big things happening in the tavern. Time to just gear up to save the world, lads. Alright. It is where I'm going to end this recording, though.